Fresh air, longer days, a chance to reset. This season, let therapy be part of your spring cleaning. Clearing mental clutter, shaking off stuckness, and building something better. Grow Therapy helps you get there. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 15th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of independent licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/booknow to get started. That's growtherapy.com/booknow. growtherapy.com/booknow. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Welcome to the Instagram Stories for Tuesday, May 1st. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Normally we do Massari Mondays on Monday, but these days we're just doing it on Tuesday. Let's get right into the questions. First, why haven't you fixed the reach yet? From Instagram's point of view, reach isn't really broken. From Instagram's point of view, reach is working just fine. To everyone else who is looking at so many different pieces of content on Instagram that they're spending less time on feed, more time on Reels, more time on Stories, more time on DMs, and therefore you get less reach in feed. Plus you're competing with sponsored posts and ads in feed. It really goes on and on.
Contrary to what you might have heard, it's actually in our interest to get people as much reach as possible as long as people are actually interested in that content. The more people who want to see your content, who get to see your content, the better for us, because the more they're going to use Instagram. Actually, that's why we rank, which is a common misconception. When we rank content, people tend to use the platform more, which increases the overall pie, and average reach goes up. The thing you have to remember is most people who follow you might not even open up Instagram in a given day. So by the time they come on Instagram, your content might have gone down, might have gotten pushed out by other people's content. And most people follow way more accounts than they have time to keep up with. So they can only reasonably see a small percentage of all the things that they might see, which again is why we rank. So we are trying to increase reach. We do make mistakes, but we are getting better over time, and it's in our interest to help you reach as many people as we can who are interested in your content.
The next question has to do with Meta Verified. That is the ability to subscribe to having the blue check mark and access to better support for your Instagram account. If you have been on the fence about subscribing, maybe you tried it just to see how it was as an experience, or maybe you're thinking about trying it, you're going to want to pay attention to this answer. Do people like Meta Verified?
It seems like a good way to give more people the option to verify their identity, to protect themselves against impersonation, and to get some more customer service. But we'll see how it goes. It actually has been, after an initial pretty negative reaction in the first test, perceived particularly well in the US. It's growing, the wait list is long, retention seems healthy. So I've been excited about how it's been going over the last month or so.
I'm curious to know if Meta Verified is profitable for them. Just as a reminder, Reels is not profitable for Instagram, so I'm very curious about that one. Hard to get that sort of info though. We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about if Instagram uses AI and how to find what's trending on Instagram, so stick around.
This episode is brought to you by Michigan Economic Development Corporation. In Michigan, you can have both a rewarding career and a quality lifestyle, with plentiful career opportunities in world-changing, innovating industries, from electric vehicles to clean energy to biotech, with room for advancement no matter where you are in your career. Plus, Michigan offers a welcoming, beautiful, affordable, and inclusive community for all. Live your best life. You can in Michigan. Visit themichiganlife.org.
And we're back. Next question, how do I find what's trending on Instagram? That is a very good question, and my answer would be go on TikTok and then wait 2 weeks. That's a joke, but also that's accurate.
A lot of different ways. I like to explore like the rest of you probably do, but we also try to review what is the top content in any given country on some regular basis so we can look for trends, problems, opportunities, things of that nature. So always trying to get a better sense of how people are using the platform. Also, a lot of DMs to creators.
Next question. can we edit our grids yet? This is a really good question. The answer to that is no. Adam Mosseri gives a sort of, I'm going to say, alternative way to edit your grid, which is an idea. I'll get to it in a second. But one thing that I recently discovered that you can do, which I wasn't aware of, is that you can go back for your older reels and you can add a cover image. So if you want to have a really aesthetic looking feed and you weren't into doing that before, but maybe you have some time now, or you got a virtual assistant who's willing to do that for you, you can always go back and add covers to your reels anytime. So you can sort of edit your grid in that respect. That's not fully the answer. You can't like move things around. However, Adam Mosseri points out another answer, which is that you can pin things to the top of your profile. So that kind of moves them around too. Not exactly the way someone might want to, but it's an idea. Here's his explanation.
You can actually already pin up to 3 posts to the top of your grid. So if you go to your profile and you long press anything in your grid, it'll be an option. Or if you actually go to that photo or video and then you go to the 3 dots in the top right and tap that, you'll see another option that says pin to profile, which allows you to decide what shows up at the very top of your profile when people check you out.
Okay, we have 2 more questions. The first one, can I see who blocked me? Now, I have a suggestion for how to see who blocked you, but it's a manual process. There's certainly no automatic way to do it and no easy way. Here's his answer.
No, you cannot see who blocked you on Instagram. The whole point is that you should be able to protect yourself from someone by blocking them. And if you could see that, if there was a place to go to see that, that would kind of undermine the whole purpose.
Okay, so there's no easy way to see who blocked you, but what you could do is create a Finsta account, make a second Instagram account, basically, one that you know about that other people do not, change it to a random name, give it a random picture of something that no one would ever connect with you, and then go look at the person's profile. If you can see the person's profile on your second fake account, but you can't see it on your original account, then obviously you're blocked. That's going to be the quickest and fastest way to find out if someone blocked you, but you cannot do that in mass. Like you can't do that a bunch at once, unfortunately. You have to do them one by one. Okay, the last question we're going to talk about today has to do with AI. I'm a huge fan of AI, although I'm a little tired of hearing about ChatGPT. I didn't think I'd ever reach that point, but I think I might have reached that point. Anyway, the question, does Instagram use AI?
Yeah, we use a lot of AI, but we particularly use it for ranking, trying to better guess what people are interested in with sort of an educated guess based on what you've interacted with in the past, who you've interacted with, do you tend to like photos, reels, etc. But it has driven a lot of the improvements to Instagram over the last few years.
There you have it. Instagram does, in fact, use AI to power the algorithm. That is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to come back tomorrow. We're going to do more of the interview with the CEO of TikTok, Shou Chew. So be sure to come back for that. And thank you, as always, for listening.
Instagram news got you covered, sometimes even TikTok. Relevant platforms in the metaverse ahead of the wave. Without a break or a pit stop, still waiting for Zuckerberg to give me the big job. Pause. Use trademarks and logos with Insta's permission, of course. If you like the show and you gain some good info, maybe leave a review. It's a type of applause. Just drop me a message if you want to collab. If you got some good content or you want to run ads, at Daniel Hill Media is where I am. TikTok, Facebook and Instagram.